Here we have Space Rider from Waves, and this is a multi-effect plugin. You know, I happen to like multi-effect plugins if they're set up properly anyway. It just saves you time from having to load up several different plugins, you know. So there's a chorus, a delay, and a reverb in here, and I'm sure we all know how to use chorus, delay, and reverb, so we're not going to go into, you know, each of these different parameters. But across the top here, just real quick for this interface, across the top, if you want to drive, say, the input to the chorus, you can push it up here. Same thing for your delay and your reverb. Down here, we can send our chorus to the delay, and over here, we can send the delay to the reverb. This is really good for some even more out of this world effects, or if you want to create like a pad, sort of ethereal, atmospheric kind of a sound from basically anything. Of course, your mix knob, your total output. And what sets this plugin apart from, say, your standard chorus, delay, and reverb is it has a rider that can essentially follow the envelope. Let me show you what I mean here and kind of listen to this. Let me bypass it for now. Just listen to this section.
We can put our past behind us anywhere. We can go anywhere.
All right, now we'll pop it on, and we have the rider set to auto here and some things set up here, so you'll see it move and adjust.
We can put our past behind us anywhere. We can go anywhere.
So this plugin essentially, you know, it's about creating space and about creating some kind of movement with our modulation here, if you want to dial that kind of stuff in. Overall, this plugin really reminds me a lot of Baby Audio's Spaced Out. They're almost the same kind of plugin, you know, so there's a couple different, obviously the algorithms for the delay and reverb are different. And Baby Audio has a ducker on that plugin on Spaced Out, which is really cool. I wish there was a ducker in here, but with the rider, you can make your own ducker. And that's essentially what I've done here is I've created my own ducker, as you can see.
We can put our past behind us.
Right there, as we duck down on the feedback, the decay there, all right? But let's go back here. We'll kind of go over how to use this rider portion here. We'll start with just this percussion here. We can also turn on or off any of these different modules that we want. Let's just stick with the chorus for now. I'll turn this auto off, and I need to select either the alpha or the beta, the A or the B, maybe the A. Then I can kind of adjust this stuff around, you know, or just move the knob around. Click on the B there. You can move things around however you want, right? See where everything goes. And essentially what we're doing here, let's go to, back to A here. And we'll take it this way, I think. I can also just grab in here and move this around. And if I want to reverse the motion, I can hold down Control and click, and that will switch it around. That's a real quick tip there. All right, so we're just having the chorus. Put that on auto. A pretty wide sweep here. So the intensity of the chorus is going up. If I really drive that, you can hear it. Maybe I should do that with something like delay or reverb, where you can really, really hear it. We'll pull this. Right now it's coming down, so I'll just Control click and reverse that. So you can see as it gets louder, it goes higher. As it gets quieter, the tail goes down. You can adjust that, it's basically the speed of it, how quickly it starts the attack and how quickly it releases here. So if you want a long release, maybe a fast attack, turn that sense way up to where it's basically on all the time, right? Versus turning it down. So you're just choosing how this is going to react, you know? You can put on a guitar. Adjust your sense a bit. Again, you can see as it gets louder, the decay in this case goes up. All right, so that's the essentials of how this works. Of course, put all of it together. You can adjust all of these different parameters. Maybe click this B here or the A or whatever you want, and maybe adjust even the amount of reverb on the input there. Essentially, like the gain. We can adjust all this kind of stuff here. You just make sure you click one of these buttons first, okay? So we can adjust our stuff. So we can go crazy with basically everything and have all kinds of really cool effects, so that's really going to go crazy now. Put this on auto. So as you can see, you can get really spaced out, or maybe I should say you can get space ridered with this plugin. It's still going on. It's still going on. Still going. Let me turn this auto off. This feedback down. All right. Real quick, let's look at something like creating a pad sound. So here, let me just turn this off. So just like a bass, electronic bass, right? So we can create atmospheres very easily with Space Rider. I'm going to turn up the 2 delay and the 2 reverb there. Pull this up. You have space or plate. Of course, adjust your overall mix there. You can also change the size of the interface here. If you want, I'll keep it on 125 so it's easier to see for those watching on mobile. And we'll pull this up here, make it nice and wide. Okay, pre-delay, damp for the high end, you know, all this basic stuff that I'm sure everybody already knows. We don't need to waste any time on that. Okay, so that's just the bass there, right? All right, turn this on. Mix it all the way up. Trim out, filter out some of that low end or pull some in. So now we have a nice atmosphere, right? That I could definitely hear that being on underneath some TV show, you know, with some, you know, percussive beat. Same thing for this here. If that low end builds up too much, you can start to filter your delay and your reverb there, you know. Right, so pretty cool stuff overall. There's also a bunch of presets included here, but I'm going to give you 2 presets that basically are all you're ever gonna need. Okay, I call them the preset and the preset 2. So you're probably just going to use the preset most of all. And the reason why I call it the preset is because it's the preset. This is literally, well, I don't want to say literally, basically all you need for almost any source. So here's the preset. The only things you might want to dial in would be, say, your overall mix amount here. And you might want to dial in your time. Somewhere between 333 and 667 or so usually works. You can also put this on sync and have it somewhere around, you know, a quarter triplet, half triplet, whatever. But we'll put this on around 6. So you're going to see here that I have, you know, I've kind of have a ducker set up here. By pulling the feedback down and the decay down, we're also filtering out top end and low end from the delay. And we also just have the standard filter on all the time for that low end of the reverb, so it doesn't build up in that low end and just become overly muddy. We're also pulling down the decay. You're going to see all of this right here. The preset on percussion works just fine, right? If you want to hear it without it, that's it without it. Okay. So here's the preset on guitar. Right, just works, right? Here's the preset on drums. Again, just works. Adjust your mix amount for your different sources. Let's go to maybe a vocal.
I wish to be deep in your love, I can't get enough. Why don't you run to me? I crave your company, can't stay away from you. There's nothing I won't do.
You hear that, how that goes do just perfectly? That's because we're ducking things out of the way with our rider. So I showed you how to set that up. Just click one of the letters, kind of adjust things around however you want. And then we'll put that back on auto. You can, of course, set up automation if you prefer. But what we've done here, I just want to explain this a little bit. So for like our feedback and our decay, so our feedback so it doesn't get too muddy while she's actually singing, I'm ducking that down with our rider. Same thing for the reverb, we're ducking that down while she's singing. And then in a portion like this where she's not singing at all of that stuff comes up. So the feedback comes up, the decay comes up, the filtering of the high end of the delay goes down. So we let more of that high end through. In this case, the intensity actually of the chorus goes down a little bit so it doesn't get too swirly. as it comes up. But that's why you can hear it repeat in these sort of valleys, and then during the actual performance in between the lines, it ducks out of the way. So I'll just show you that real quick here so you can see how this works.
Your company can't stay away from you. There's nothing I won't do.
Now, if I were to turn auto off, right, and just have this feedback all the way up here and the decay all the way up here all the time.
Your company can't stay away from you. There's nothing I won't do.
Right, it gets to be way too much during the lines. And once you have your rest of your instruments in here, it's just going to be way too much, way oversaturated with delay and reverb. So that's why I have it set up this way here, with sort of ducking out of the way.
Company can't stay away from you. There's nothing I won't do. Our souls are made of flames. My heart is in your name.
Perfect. Also works on acoustic guitar. Of course, set up your mix amount. For this, not quite as much on the mix. Perfect, maybe a totally different vocal.
I knew one day you would hate me. Now my heart is cold and filled with regret.
Like I said, it works. It works on everything. Here's another vocal.
I'm lost in emotion, consumed by your love, and I can't escape.
Right? I can't escape. And then it comes back up. Escape, 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 escape. And as soon as she starts singing again, guess what? We duck that down with the rider, and it's not too overly, saturated with your delays and your reverbs. It just gets messy like that, you know?
I can't escape. My heart is an ocean, but it's not big enough to fix these mistakes.
Then right here.
Take me.
Right, just gets it right out of the way.
Away from where we both.
So it would be cool to kind of have a ducker built in, but like I said, you can, make your own ducker from your rider. You can also do really creative things with your rider, of course, if you want to get crazy. Now, also have the preset 2, which is sort of a reverse of what we just did. It gives you kind of a different flavor to where now in the valleys here where nothing is going on, it's actually going to pull, say, our feedback down and our decay down. So now it's going to fade out in those areas and then come up during the actual singing, okay?
And I can't escape.
See how it fades out?
My heart is an ocean, but it's not big enough to fix these mistakes.
So it gives it enough time to reverberate and have the delay, long enough for a couple of times, and then it fades it out. So it's a little bit of a different flavor. So I figured I'd include both of those presets here. So you can get both of those just by going to benonistudio.com. Of course, I'll have a link down in the description below where you can download these presets absolutely for $150 per month, because everything is a subscription now. No, they're free, of course. So head down to the description below and get your free presets. Of course, they're not going to work unless you buy the plugin too. So if you want to pick up the plugin, of course, we're going to have that link in the description below. You can pick it up at Waves. Use our affiliate link so I get 3 cents whenever you make your purchase of this plugin. Oh, that's about how it is, folks. But anyway, I think we covered everything here. So let's just listen to it a little bit more. This is the preset again.
I knew one day you
The first preset where it ducks out of the way.
would hate me. Now my heart is cold and filled with regret. You thought that you would use me, but love is so confusing. When I fell, you didn't even try to pick me up. You thought I wouldn't leave.
Again, feel free to customize the amount. You can also mess around with your synth, your attack, and your release. I have it set up pretty much how it's going to work for basically everything. But if you want to get more creative with it, you can absolutely do that. So let's mess this up a little bit.
Could you be so naive? You chased your heart, ignored the signs painted above. I just wanna be left alone. Just wanna be left alone. I feel it in my bones. Feel it in my bones. My heart is a cyclone.
So now we have that delay going into the reverb. I changed the attack a little bit, but it's just going to continue on for a while because that delay is feeding into the reverb still. That's pretty cool, right? You know, again, just a few tweaks away. You can customize this for however you want. But again, just the preset there works pretty well for pretty much everything, or the preset too, of course.
I feel it in my bones. Feel it in my bones. My heart is a cyclone.
Right. I have it a little bit faster right now, but you can slow that down a little bit here. You can also, of course, move your sort of parameters around for how wide those adjustments are going to be. Or once again, that little quick tip, hold down Control and click, and you can reverse that motion really quickly there.
My heart is a cyclone.
So again, if you want to pick up your 2 free presets, the only 2 presets you're going to basically need for 99% of things, head down to the description below. It'll take you over to bananastudio.com where you can download them for free. And if you want to pick up Space Rider and become a space cowboy, I don't know, whatever. If you want to pick it up for yourself, again, that link will be in the description below.
We can put our past behind us anywhere. We can go anywhere.